Hey guys, what is happening and welcome to this video. So in today's video we are talking about the Canadian Ponzi scheme. We are talking about why you should definitely not move to Canada in 2022 and you should be looking at other options, and why if you're in Canada you should probably be weighing up your options about what you're going to do when the recession hits. So without further ado guys, let's do this! Alright guys, welcome back. You know, one of the key things that I've learned throughout my life is diversification is really something that will save you in a crisis. And that's something I've done my whole life pretty much with my portfolio. The thing is guys, what's going to happen here in Canada is going to be an absolute disaster. It's going to be bigger than the financial crisis. Credit conditions are going to change in Canada over the next couple of years, so the enjoyment of taking out tons and tons of debt that Canadians have had is going to evaporate, and it might happen quicker than people think. And the thing is, with that, it's going to lead to an economic recession. In fact, the economic recession signs that you would normally see are already happening, such as a weakening currency, even though oil prices are through the roof. So the thing is guys, this is not normal situations. There is lots of different signs that are pointing that we are on rocky ground. And the thing is guys, you just have to prepare for that. The thing is, if you plan to move to Canada in 2022, I just think that you're going to probably be making a big mistake. And it takes a lot for me to say that, because actually I would rather be stood here saying it's a great thing. If you did move to Canada, it would be fantastic, but it's just not going to be like that. I feel like it's almost my duty to come out here and tell the truth how it is. And you know, I've been encouraging a lot of people, if they have any inclination to move to a different country, to do so now. Because the thing is, once this thing hits, we don't know how bad it's going to get here in Canada, because the leadership in this country is so screwed up, it's so messed up. I don't know what extreme they might take it to try and save the economy. They might collapse the entire currency. I have no idea. But the thing is, the fact that the leadership in this country is just so weak, and they have such a weak understanding of economics. I have a much better understanding than they do. And the fact is, they're the leaders of the country. So what does that really tell you? When this hits, everything is going to go down. And the Ponzi scheme that has been going on in Canada since pretty much 2004, 2005 is going to come to an end. And that Ponzi scheme is the housing market. The housing market in Canada has been on an absolute tear for pretty much 2 decades nearly. But the thing is, the private debt market, which I'm going to be doing a video on, you can go see it below on my other channel, is the reason why Canada avoided that 2008 crisis. Now, a lot of people in Canada kind of think that they're invincible because 2008 hit, 2020 hit, and hey, their housing price, the price of their home, it didn't drop. So why not go spend a load of home equity, use your home like an ATM? What's the worst that can go wrong? The thing is, people are underestimating the impact of inflation right now. Inflation is running absolutely rampant here in Canada. Energy bills are up 30%. Our grocery bill is up well over 30%. The shadow stats that came out said that Canada and the US inflation rate was actually running at around 15% if you measured it using the same CPI basket as they used back in the 1970s. So when you actually look at the shadow stats, the inflation that we're seeing right now in Canada is higher than the 1970s, and the interest rate is still near zero. Because the economy is essentially built on a sandcastle, if you think about it, when they raise rates, all you're doing is literally adding weight on the top of that sandcastle, and eventually it's just going to collapse. because it may look like it's a solid sandcastle, but when you put any amount of weight on it, what happens to a sandcastle? It just collapses. So the thing is, guys, that is pretty much like the economy here. The economy here is already broken. It's already been destroyed by inflation. Households have been completely destroyed by inflation, whether they know it or don't. Most people know it. It has gone well into the mainstream right now that inflation is running rampant, but people aren't doing anything about it. Those people who overextended themselves for homes, those people who moved to rural areas because they were working remote during the pandemic, they are some of the most exposed people to what's going to happen, because they bought homes at highly inflated prices because people moved from cities to little towns, and it sent the housing market into essentially a penny stock. It's a disaster, guys. What's really going to happen is there's going to be a massive deleveraging, and I can't tell you when it's going to come. Could come this year, could come next year. I think really the trigger of it will probably be the China financial crisis, which is just in the early stages right now. And you may have heard about it, all the developers going bankrupt and everything like that. China was doing exactly the same thing that the US was doing, but on a larger scale with mortgage-backed securities. And some of the Canadian banks, a lot of international banks operate in China, and they will be the last ones to be paid. The thing is, guys, I would love to stand here and tell you how great Canada really is and how it's going to be fantastic for the next couple of years. But you know I can't do that. You know I can't do that because I am not even planning on staying here. And really, it's kind of a boycott for me, because I'm sick and tired of this place. I'm sick and tired of the fact nobody seems to care about the problems. Everybody's going to care when it's too late and you can't fix them anymore. And it's already too late. And we saw in the election last year that people don't really care. People don't actually care. People don't have an understanding of what's really going on, because here we have another minority Trudeau government, and Trudeau, people literally don't even understand that he's the one that has done most of the damage over his term. So that just kind of showed to me that, hey, you know what? We are screwed, because people don't really understand. And this mania bubble that we went through in 2021, and we're still kind of on the tail end of it, we're going to look back. This is one for the history books, guys. You know, I've been documenting this the whole way through, and people's psychology has just been so interesting. They'll use any excuse under the sun to try and justify making stupid decisions with their finances. And really, I don't care what they do. It's up to them. You know, whatever anybody decides to do who watches their video, it's all down to them at the end of the day. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody wants to take responsibility anymore these days for their actions. They always want to blame it on something else. It's kind of like the politicians, it reminds me of. What's going to happen here? You're just not going to want to be a part of that. And that's really my message in this. Now, if you're stuck here, there's things that you can do to safeguard yourself, like diversifying as much as possible, creating a buffer in your finances so that you can absorb the extra inflation that's going to come down the pipe this year. Make sure you optimize your free cash flow. Get rid of things that you don't need. Now is the time to sell stuff that you don't need. Cancel subscriptions that you don't need. You know, first month of this year, I went through the subscriptions, got rid of Spotify, got rid of Netflix, got rid of a bunch of stuff. We don't have cable TV here. We got rid of that. No home phone. We got rid of that years ago. But just look at your finances. Go through your credit card statement. Say, do I really need this? Now is the time to conserve cash and get ready for the crash, because when it happens, people are going to lose jobs. Lots of people are going to lose jobs. Now, they may lose jobs slowly over the course of a couple of years, or it may come very, very quickly. But either way, a lot of people are going to lose jobs. So you want to just prepare your finances for that. Do what you can, guys. So anyway, guys, I hope this video was helpful for you somewhat. I'm going to put the link to that other video on my other channel if you want to check that out. That will be live probably tomorrow or next Wednesday. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's Friday, the 4th of February, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love, guys. Bye-bye.